Hey everybody, it's Jason from Unpacked Games, and today we're going to be taking a look at Too Many Bones Undertow from Chip Theory Games. Undertow is a standalone expansion for Too Many Bones. Right away when I picked this up, it's pretty heavy. The box feels pretty heavy. This expansion is standalone, like I said. It introduces 2 new characters and a bunch of new baddies to the game, but it can be played by itself. You can also add the additional characters to Too Many Bones if you have that already. So let's open it up and see what's inside. So right on top we have a catalog here. Looks like a Chip Theory Games catalog. You can see Burn Cycle on the back. That's their latest Kickstarter. Some of the other games they have, obviously the Too Many Bones series, a number of character add-ons and expansion packs for that. They also have Cloud Spire is another one. Here we've got the rulebook, and one thing to note is that it mentions that it's version 2.1 on the cover, so that's pretty cool. Looks like it's sort of the updated, latest and greatest version. Here you can see the kind of standard Too Many Bones style artwork for the characters. One thing to note is there's a looks like a YouTube icon in various sections of the book, and a note in the beginning that mentions you can find how-to videos on Chip Theory Games YouTube channel. So all in all, nice quality rulebook. The dice come in a pretty nice dice carrying case. Each row is slotted so the dice stay in place and they don't move around or anything, which is really nice, especially if you want to organize them. The case itself is a nice hard plastic, and it's got the Chip Theory Games logo on it. Here's the dice. Again, pretty standard. It's nice because they're not stickers. All of the art and icons and everything are printed right on the dice, which is pretty cool. These are the attack and defense dice. And then these are the Gearlock specific dice. So there's 2 characters that come with the game. And then here we've got the various skill-based dice, and it looks like the initiative dice for the various tyrants, or the bosses. Here's a close-up of some of the character-specific dice. Next up we've got a package of chips. This is pretty much where the weight of the box is coming from. These chips are pretty heavy. We've got 3 individually wrapped stacks. Again, very heavy. Looks like here we've got one of the player chips, and then all of the black ones are going to be the bad guys, the baddies, and also the tyrants. And then the chips come in a nice case, which keeps everything nice and organized. It definitely kind of gives you a feel like you're setting up and playing poker or something. Over here we've got more chips. These are a little bit lighter and plain, but these are the health chips. So it's just a huge stack of plain red chips. Set them aside. Next up we've got 2 little foam wrapper. We got 2 different packs of cards, and what's nice is they come in kind of like a hard plastic case, which is great for keeping these all safe and organized. And this deck looks like it's got the Trove Loot and then also some encounters. So I'll go ahead and open this up. So yeah, here goes. Looks like some Trove Loot cards, and then we've got couple loot cards. It's kind of a close-up of one of the loot cards. And then here we've got a pretty big stack of our encounter cards. So there's quite a few here. The card quality is very nice. They kind of have a thick feel. They're labeled and numbered on the bottom. So we've got general, and then the encounter cards are pretty much what you are randomly picking on every day when you're playing. So there's quite a few encounters here, and then there's these special encounter cards, and then it looks like we've got a separate stack of solo specific encounter cards. Let's open up the other pack and see what we've got in here. So it looks like we've got the Tyrant specific encounter cards, and then some Tyrant epilogues, and then some campaign cards. So I believe the campaigns are new to Undertow. And then we've got some more encounter cards, and it looks like, let's take a look at these. Yeah, so this is each Tyrant, which is effectively the boss that you're trying to beat. And then some more loot, and more encounters. And then the other deck had a couple loot cards, but this looks like it's the rest of the loot cards. So this is a pretty sizable stack of just pure loot. And there's kind of two different kinds of loot. There's regular loot, and then there's the trove loot. The trove loot, you have to do 3 successful lock picks in order to open those. And then we've got our day counter and our encounter card cover. So since the encounter cards are double-sided, you can use that just to kind of hide it so you're not peeking at what the next encounter is going to look like. So next here we've got, it looks like the character card or the gear lock card for each character. Undertow comes with 2 characters. Duster, I believe, is one, and then the other, I think, is Stanza, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. So here's Duster's card, and there's Stanza's, and it explains all of the different skills, what the different dice for that character look like, kind of explains how all their skills work. And again, these are kind of like a hard plastic, so it's nice. These cards are very durable, and they're double-sided, so there's quite a bit to kind of process here and understand with each character, but that's kind of the beauty, is what makes each character so unique. And then the third card is just the regular Gearlock Adventuring Guide. It tells you how to do lock picking, how turns work, and this is just non-specific to a character, so this is just a companion for when you're playing. And then we've got the Neoprene Mats here. These look like they're pretty nice, and what we have is, looks like 2 mats, one for each player Gearlock, and then the third mat is going to be the battle mat, I believe. So yeah, here's Duster's mat. It's just got that sort of rubber neoprene bottom so it won't slide around on your table, and pretty much a punch out for each dice for all of the skills. The edges are stitched, very nice quality. Here's Stanzas. Again, same thing, punched out for all the places that the dice are going to go for all the skills. And then finally we've got the battle mat here. Double-sided, which is nice. One side you've got a raft on the water, and then the other side is on land. Here's a close-up of the mats. You can see how the edges are stitched and nice. Here's kind of an overview of pretty much everything that's included with this box. So that about covers it. Let's see if we can get everything back in the box. I gotta be honest, I spent about 2 or 3 minutes trying to figure out how to get this stuff in, and I was unsuccessful. So I paused the video to look at the beginning and see how it had come originally. But once you got everything, one thing I forgot to mention is this extra loot card that was kind of stuck to the bottom of the box. I'm not quite sure what that was for, but I'm sure I'll figure that out later. I'm going to keep this little foam insert because it keeps these 2 decks nice and secure. And then the catalog will stay, and the rulebook sits right on top. And there you go. So there you have it, Too Many Bones Undertow by Chip Theory Games.